Okay, last part of the video, guys, before we start looking at graphing and having a look at that. We've now got to go and put this data here into a table that we can actually graph. Now, to do that, if we want to go and, say, move this data, so copy this data and paste it in a table, you can see that things are going to change, or they'll come up with an error for the formula. So what we want to do is we want to copy this table, so Control C. I want you to then, instead of Control V, I want you to right click, and I just want you to go to this option here which says paste values. Okay, now the difference here is you can see that cell there, so B18 has that formula attached. All I've done is copy the table without the formula, it's just got the value there. Okay, so I'm just going to tidy this one up a little bit. Just to go down to those three values, I'm going to highlight it all, have a look at the borders here, and just chuck it in a table. Okay, so now we're working with this one here, same table but no formulas. Okay, alright, from here we know Excel likes to read stuff vertically, okay, in terms of what's going on our X and what's going on our Y axes. What we have to do is, obviously we've got an 8-year period here. Okay, so we're going to have 4 quarters a year for 8 years. So we're going to go 1 through 32. Now, if you don't want to go and input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right down to 32, here's a little shortcut for you. You don't have to use it, but we're just going to chuck a little formula here, which is equal to the cell that you've got number 1 in, and we just want to add 1 each time. Okay, so that's going to give us 2. If we scroll down now, that's going to give us a little shortcut, especially if you're numbering 1 to 100, for example, which you guys might be if you're looking at monthly data across 60 years. That is a really helpful little formula, that one there. Next one is going to be, say this data is looking at population, okay, and then in this one we want to look at the deseasonalized data. Okay, I'll just go and wrap that text so we can look at it there. Same again, I'm just going to go and chuck it in a nice little table with my borders because it looks nicer, and especially for your PSMT and presenting. Now your population, guys, is going to be the original data up top here. So all we want to do here, this is unformulated, we want to copy the first 4 quarters, so that's 2010, the 4 quarters from there, and we're going to paste it in there. I'm going to do the same for each year. There's no real quicker way to do this, unfortunately. Because once we do this, we need to do it for our deseasonalized data, and that's why we took the formulas away. Data. And we've now got that paste here. So we know that if we were to go and highlight this now, all the way down and go to insert recommended chart, we're going to chuck a line graph because it's that time series. We're going to get something that looks like that. Okay, but obviously on that we want to plot the deseasonalized data against it if we can, and we want to see what that looks like. So your next step is to do exactly what we did with our original data for our deseasonalized data. Again, this might just take a minute or so. Zoom out. And we've now got our table complete from quarter 1 through quarter 32. All right, we've got it all in there, which means that we can now go and graph it. Okay, Excel is going to look at this as our x-axis, and it's going to plot these two on the y-axis. So next video we'll just go through, just quickly create that, what type of graph, and then we'll have a look at what it means.